Alright guys, so this one's actually pretty cool. This particular property is bordered by neighboring neighborhoods, so the deer are pretty much constricted to this 192 acre area here, and typically when that happens you get a pretty good concentration of wildlife, and you get some pretty impressive bucks that are able to grow without being hunted and all that. And that's the case with this video. We were able to find a real big buck and an even more impressive coyote here a little bit. Right now we noticed something on the thermal imager, and it's something under some brush, but we can just tell from the imager, the thermal response, that it is something large. So we're going to move around here and try and get a better angle on it. We eventually give up on this particular deer, and we come back to it a little bit later to give it some time to move. And sure enough, he moves, and we're able to get a good shot of him, and it is a very decent buck. So we'll come back to him, and we're going to shoot across the street over to some soccer fields where hoping to pick up some deer. And it doesn't take long. We hopped over here and picked up something right away in the soccer fields over here. It's a doe and two fawns, and you can see in the thermal imager that one of the fawns was just jumping around, so they're just having fun out here, catching some early morning sunshine. And I dropped the drone down here on top of them pretty low and eventually just spooked them away, but I wanted to see how close I could get to the fawns and see if I could get some cool play on video. But here is back over towards the other property, and decided to drop it down into this open field down to 80 feet here and just scope the tree line. And again, it doesn't take long before I'm able to pick something up back there, and we eventually find out it's a doe and a fawn. There's two deer back here, and we can tell through the sun on the other side of the tree line that it's a very thin tree line. So eventually we can see that they're clearly in the sun on the other side. So we're going to hop over this tree line and get a much better shot of them. There's the doe, and there's her fawn. Pretty cool shot. And then another deer just over here in the tree line. And then we're trying to get at that one deer that we saw back here bedded, and sure enough, he did move. We're still fighting the angles of the trees here to get down there to get a good shot of him, and we're gonna find one here real soon where we just the tree just happens to open up right on top of him, and we get in there and we're able to see just how big he really is. I think I hopped around too much. Here you get a pretty good shot of his antlers here, and so our theory is confirmed. He's big. So we're gonna hop around here to the other side, but he lays down on his side, and I only see his tail on this back side here. It's pretty funny, but you can just see his little tail poking out. But now I know which way he's facing, so I hop around here and we're able to get a pretty good shot of him. I mean, just real big bodied, and that's what happens on these properties that are, these deer are pretty much left alone to grow and not be hunted, and so they get pretty big out here, even in areas where they're just surrounded by developments. But pretty cool little deer there. And then over here we found an even more impressive coyote, and I don't know that I've ever gotten a coyote on camera that's quite this big. And you have to keep in mind here that we're 220 feet up in the air, and I mean, we're zoomed in all the way, but still, this is a big coyote. I mean, it took some time to convince me it was a coyote, but it definitely was through later video that I got of him. But that's the best shot we got.